Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. What's happening today? Well, before we go on with this video, all I ask is for you guys to remember to hit the thumbs up. It does take a lot of time to do these videos and the editing, doing the research, etc., etc. It's getting a little disheartening to see the amount of likes and not pushing the video forward. I understand that people get excited when they see the share price raise, and I see the thumbs up being increased around those times, but we need to keep pushing these videos out to a wider audience, and it'll give me some kind of incentive to keep the channel going. Well, tell me if this article sounds familiar to you. Whilst the sheep is panicking, tell me if this sounds familiar. NIO's sixth biggest holder raises stake by 18% in the second quarter. Now, this is while the sheeps are panicking. This is what institutions are doing. But why? Well, we all know why. But before we get into that, Renaissance Technologies disclosed on Wednesday that it increased its stake in NIO during the second quarter. Yes, the second quarter, solidifying its position amongst the largest institutional shareholders of the Chinese electric vehicle maker. The Chinese-based quantitative hedge fund. Oh, wait, I'm making a mistake. It's not a Chinese hedge fund, guys. It's a New York-based quantitative hedge fund. First opened a position in NIO in the second quarter of 2020. So whilst Jim Cramer, Tatavosian, and the rest of them are telling you all don't touch it, this is what their buddies are doing. But the story gets more interesting. Listen up. In the second quarter, they opened the position back in 2020 with a purchase of 9.3 million shares back in 2020. It expanded the holding to nearly 14 million shares in the third quarter before fully exiting in subsequent quarters, timing the exit as NIO shares hit their all-time high of 66.99. Did they time that? No, they did not time that. No one can time that perfectly. I sold 1,000 shares back then around $61, $62. Only because I felt like I needed to trim some of it. That was not really timing. That was to pay off my rental in Philly. But these guys don't time it. What they do is, well, let me go on. They sold it, and founded by the late Jim Simmons, Renaissance re-entered the stock later in 2021 and exited again in the final quarter of 2023. Because they understood that Wall Street is getting ready to start dragging it down, because that's what they were doing. So they make money while shorting it. All their boys get together and say, let's short it and drag it down. This is the game, and this is what they do. It returned to NIO a year ago. With 258,700 share purchase, then boosted its position to nearly 12.5 million shares in the third quarter of last year. Since then, it has held between 7 million and 9 million shares before the last increase. The filing also showed that JP Morgan rebuilt its position in NIO. Yes, familiar story. This is what they all do. During the second quarter, acquiring more than 4.4 million shares. So all of them are getting in the second quarter while the sheep are panicking and selling. But why are they getting into the second quarter? Well, we all know why. Because the CEO said, and they're seeing it, that the company is going to be profitable by the end of the year. They're seeing it. They know that. Based on all of what the company is doing. Based on the L90, the Firefly, the global expansion, the ES8 is coming, all the revamped models, etc., etc. It says that the stake reached a new record since late 2022. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, also increases holding in the period. As of Thursday, Fintel data shows 467 institutional shareholders holding roughly 229.5 million NIO shares. Earlier this week, Citigroup reported it cuts its stake in NIO by 6.51% in the second quarter. So when they cut it by 6.51%, and that news came out, the sheep panicked, oh my God, they're selling their shares. They sold 6.51% of their shares while maintaining call options and reducing put options. So what does that tell you? They are very bullish on the company. Separately, NIO said Thursday it will hold a pre-launch event for the third generation of its debut production model, the ES8 SUV, on August 21st. NIO shares rose to 4.6% to 462 on Wednesday. We saw a little shake off yesterday again, and this is what they're going to continue to do. And as NIO starts going up, they're going to also shake the tree and shake the weak hands off. This is the way the game is played. This is how they keep the middle class right where you are. And this is how the big boys and the hedge funds make their money, and they get you working and tell you, put your money into 401k and you'll retire around 65. You'll live a couple years later and you die. Aren't you happy? You'll be retiring with about 500,000-600,000 in your 401k. I'm not happy with that. What about you? This is the way the game is played, and we have woken up to the game. So all I ask, guys, is for you to remember to hit that thumbs up, because it does take a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the games are played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.